The Ramones, Flying, Talking Heads, Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, LIEGWB, FTR, and the BQE. Bus stops, taxi drivers, walk-ups and high-rises, Beaker Street and Mulberry, and Staten Island Ferry, Rikers Island, Wall Street, MoMA, Lady Liberty, Park Slope.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You know what I always do is I always introduce my girls. And we'll start off wait,
side?
we're going to get to Lucy in a minute. We're going to use you for last. This is Carisa Clark.
Hello.
And this is Cheryl.
Hi.
And this is Katie.
Hi.
And this is Lucy.
Hey, everyone.
Now, tonight, Lucy, no, it's not your last. We got
Soon.
a couple of
We're
more
coming to
shows
the
to
end
go.
of the
Right, okay.
finishing line.
Yeah, we got a couple of more shows to go with Lucy, and then she's going to be leaving.
Oh, I want to talk about
Yeah,
you.
well, if she would be going to another television show, then maybe I would have been a little upset. But she's going to have her own radio show, which I'm very proud of her. She's been with me for the longest time.
And
I'm
you're
very proud of
traveling,
her.
you're booking
And I wish you all the best of luck. And I still have you for
Lovely, Lucy.
2 more shows after this.
I know.
That's right,
So the
okay.
next 3 shows are gonna rock.
Yeah, they are.
Right now.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Now, tonight, we have a hell of a guest. Now, tonight, we have, not only is he a friend of mine, but I've done about 4 or 5 movies with him
So
already.
I've learned.
We were on, like, Sopranos, Analyze This or That, or That.
That I
don't
think. I
remember.
think it's
I was in
Analyze
this
That.
and that. I don't remember. Wannabes and
Go.
Goat. And I think there might have been one more in between. I'm not, I'm a little burnt out. But I mean, I know I've done at least 4 or 5 movies with this guy.
Wow.
And not only is he such a great actor, but this last movie, The Goat, that he did, he's leading it. And you want to know something? I've seen him in many other things, and he was good in everything. But I was so impressed by his acting in the movie The Goat, and he was leading it.
Oh, good.
He did such a fabulous job.
Oh, that's nice.
And I have to say I was very proud of him, and I'm also proud to say that he's my friend, and he's a hell of an actor. And later on, we're even going to have clips.
I'm excited
Oh, I
to
think
see
I was
it.
also in there.
Right.
Yeah, I was in The Goat, too.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
in it.
You said that already.
Yeah, because sometimes I forget, But anyway, I'd like to introduce him, a very good friend of mine,
very
Willie
nice
DeMeo. Give him a nice hand.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for those kind words. I really appreciate what you've said about me and all those 4 movies that we did together. We always had a great time. You did a great job in Gold as well. We had some great times together, and thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, please. That's the very least. I always like having you around.
Of course, thank you, buddy.
And
you have 4 beautiful women
Oh,
here.
man, well, you know why? Because I'm a heavyweight. I need 4. Two ain't going to do me any justice.
We got competition here with 4 rising stars here. So.
Oh,
Stay here all the
What is this, like a complimenting show?
I'll stick around for
And,
this.
tonight.
That's sweet.
So tell us a little bit about Goat. I mean, this is what you were in as well, right?
Yeah, well, I'll let Willie talk all about it.
Yeah, we have a we put together, Paul Borghesi's the director, who's also a friend of Vinny and myself, a very good friend of ours. He's directed the film. We put together a fabulous cast. We have Armando Sante, he plays my father. You guys all know him, he played the best John Gotti. He's been in many movies, Mambo Kings, long list. And we have Kathy Moriarty plays my mother, who worked with Vinny and I and Analyze That. She was in Analyze That also.
nice.
Yeah, we have Vinny Pastori from The Sopranos. We have Ice-T.
Oh, yeah.
The rapper Ja Rule did a little cameo.
Nice.
Then he got arrested and went to jail, but so he won't, hopefully he'll be able to be out for our premiere. But we just put together Louis Venari is in our movie, Ross Stevens. We have a really, really good cast. And it should be coming out by the winter. We have a really good distribution deal right now, which I can't say the company at the moment, but it's a very good company that everyone knows, and the movie will be all over.
This is a
in the
movie,
winter.
it's not a short? Is it
It's a full feature, full feature.
And
Yes.
you wrote this as well, right?
This
you
is
produced?
yeah. This is the 4th film that I wrote and produced. Yes, I'm the writer and one of the producers, and again, Paul Borghesi directed it, and we put together a really really
Where's
good
Paul
group of people.
Borghese right now?
And Paul Borghese, who I gotta say, my friend right now as we speak is working with Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Tommy Lee Jones. He's doing a movie called Malavita in France.
Lucky duck.
God bless.
And he told me, he said,
nice.
I didn't want to tell anybody nothing
Yeah.
until the time came, because he was afraid he was going to get the Malloy kid.
Him and Vinny Pastoria together there right now, and we've been communicating, and it's great. And God bless him.
Yeah. Do you have a set date when the premiere will show?
Well, the
Or is that in the
movie,
works?
we're like a week away of knowing exactly the
Okay.
launch date. It's definitely going to be soon, and the website, you could see it on the website, which is www.goat-the-movie.com.
What is GOAT? Sorry.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say.
I read mine.
Allowed to
Well, the reason why the movie is called GOAT is because I drive an American classic car called a GTO, which is a muscle car. And the nickname for the car is called GOAT.
Okay.
And my character, which is name is Bobby Baldano, his prized possession is his goat, his car, and the car is a significant part of the movie.
Okay.
But,
What?
and this is the first time anyone's going to hear this, there's a chance that the movie name might change.
There's not a moment of boredom in this whole movie.
No,
It's
thank
action
you.
from the beginning
Yeah.
until it
Yeah,
ends.
honestly, it keeps you on pins and needles. It really does. I've been, of course, whenever we do a project, we're always excited about it, but I really, from my heart, can't wait for this to come out because
I think you should keep GOAT. You know why? Because that's an acronym for greatest of all time.
I know that.
Have you heard? Is that
If
why
it was up
it's
to
called
me,
GOAT?
I'd be keeping GOAT.
Right.
I'm not the person. When the movie leaves my hands and it goes to the distributor,
Yeah, I know.
and they
It's
market
kind
the
of
movie and they put it all. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be Best Buy, Target, movie theaters. That's their. That's how they.
This is going to be one movie that's going to take off because, I mean, I'm not the best judge of character, but I really enjoyed this movie. It's a great story, and the ending had me like this because I don't want to get to the ending.
Yeah.
But, you know,
It keeps you on.
that was
Thank you,
great.
thank you.
I love the ending, you know. So I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to give nothing away. But I think we have some clips.
I'd
Yeah,
love to
we
see
have
them.
we have actually the trailer that we could show now.
We have the trailer. Richie,
see it.
can we see that trailer?
Please.
Here it is.
We all know why you're here. This is the biggest honor you can have in this life. You will now be a part of us. You all know the rules. If called upon, you will drop everything. We are your family. We come before anything.
You know, every day I pray you don't end up like that.
I'm telling you, that's him. That is Bobby Baldano. I want things to get off to a good start.
There's another wall coming down. Now wall time.
We gotta do something with this guy. He's out there planning jobs without even checking anything. Let's go! Sonny, I told you. Quickly! Let's go pick up the I get where you're coming from. Well, I can't help.
For some reason, I think we can.
What are you gonna do about your son?
It's not like that.
No, it is like that. You choose that life. That life. You gotta talk to him. No longer over here. You're the only one who's gonna listen to him.
Talk about the secrets of our lives in any shape or form. My soul will burn in hell.
Let me tell you something. My name just splattered all over, especially yours.
You've been acting pretty good out there lately. I'm very proud of you.
If you breathe a word in this thing,
It's very dangerous, so be careful.
you're a dead man.
Just relax. Don't go talking about him to anybody.
Come on, kid.
All right? Because he'll find out, and then you got problems.
You're still around. Hey, where am I gonna go? It's good. Because now that I'm out, am I calling you for something? You still got my number, right? Right here.
Because this kid could be a real loose cannon if you provoke him. I'm telling you now, you can't provoke him.
This one's for me.
I tell you, Bobby's cold-blooded.
I'm doing this. I'm done. There's too many people in this family right now. Let's do business.
I don't know. I don't trust.
What makes you think we trust you?
Trust me. Let's do this.
We could have taken you in months ago for breaking parole, just for associating with your buddies out in broad daylight.
Carisa had a tough guy?
Come on.
What do you think, you're just gonna go out there on your own? That ain't gonna happen. This family needs you now.
Never had a girl before?
Out of your mind.
You think I'm stupid, Bobby? You think I'm blind? I've been a bad girl. You think people don't talk? Do it. You're a low-life, Bobby.
I'm done, Jimmy. You think we're stupid, don't you? Nah, we kept you on the street for a reason.
Well, I thought it could be different for me. What happened to that life you chose to live, Bobby?
Joseph?
But I was wrong. Dead wrong.
All right, Willie.
It looks dark. The movie doesn't look that dark on this screen. It's coming from the computer. That's why you could see it much better.
I know, yeah.
Well, it looked pretty dark and intense to me. I'm just saying. No,
Meaning, like, it looks better than it does on that screen.
And then Vinny got into the commercial. That was exciting.
Yeah.
Into the commercial. What commercial?
The premiere, yeah. What's your role that you're doing in it? What do you play?
What's my role? I forgot.
He's the underboss. He plays my boss, Tommy. His character's name is Tommy Bono, and he was an important figure to me because he's the one that got me inducted into the family.
Yeah.
I was part of his crew.
Yeah.
And what happened is people rat on him, and he winds up going to jail. And I get pretty pissed that we all go to jail. And I was very close to him, and something happens to him when he's in jail that when I come out, I'm pretty angry about.
So he's somebody that inspired you, kind of, you know, your
Part of it,
character.
because him and I like had a close relationship, and he was like old school mob, and I come out now, and there's a lot of elements, which how it really is in real life. The people that shouldn't normally have been in the mob are there now, and it's like I'm pretty angry about the people that ratted on us.
You've been in like a ton of movies. I mean, if you Google William DeMeo, he's all over with his IMDb. You're everywhere. But how do you prepare for something like that? You wrote it, you produced it. It's not just like you're the lead. You're doing a lot of things there. So how did you prepare for the character?
That's a really good question. You know what? It's a lot of stress because when you, an independent film, the number one thing with a movie is raising the money to make the movie, to have financing.
It's the biggest issue.
So I deal with that end of it. So I get the whole funding together, which I've gotten great people supporting me, a lot of athletes, a lot of well-to-do people, very good support system of my investors are the best. I mean, they're very good people, and they backed us, and they believe in us. And, you know, this is the 4th movie I've made, like I said, that I produced and gotten distributed. So, but that's one end of it. So you're dealing with raising the money, then you're dealing with the script, making sure that the script is good between myself and Paul. And you know, one minute I'm on the phone discussing about a location, next minute I have to go in character and start, you know, being an angry person.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So it's a lot, but it's, you know, I have a very good director and partner in Paul Borghese, so he covers me in so many ways. And, you know, I hired a very good cinema photographer and another good producer on it, Robin Bennett. And my cinema photographer, Chris Walters, is amazing. So we had a very good group of people that I trusted to deal with certain ends of it. And then, you know, after the movie's finished, you know, 75% of movies don't get no distribution. So you make a movie, it's very tough. Independent filmmaking is extremely tough because here you have this movie and then where does it go? And most movies wind up, unfortunately, not going too far.
Did you partake in a lot of the casting? Because I feel like this film in particular has a lot of potential to.
Oh, well, the casting, we hired a very good casting director to cast it, but we, like, you know, Vinny was a no-brainer. He's in. Vinny Pastore, our friend, he's in. Like, we know a lot of good people. I wanted Wes Stevens to play my best friend. Me and him are friends for a while. He's a very good actor. We have a lot of up-and-coming guys. Louis Venaria, who's been in so many movies. Bronx Tale to start, and has been a
great movie.
very good actor.
Great
so
movie.
we put a really good ensemble cast, but the people we've had that auditioned for little roles, and like we dressed it with really good people. Bobby Costanzo, who's been in so many movies.
You didn't audition me, though.
Vinny, we never auditioned. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't remember any of his roles.
Oh, quiet.
It sounds like he had
Vinny
a very
was like,
important part in this project, and he doesn't remember it. How do you not remember that?
What was it like working with Vinny? I mean, you've done it.
You know what's fun? It's always great. I'll tell you about my past experiences with Vinny before this one. Okay, he probably doesn't remember all this.
I believe you.
But when we did this movie called Wannabes, right? He had a pretty big role in that, and this is another movie that again I had all the stress of writing, producing, doing it all. I was also the co-director of that movie. Directed with a guy named Charles Odesi. We both directed it together. I'd be ready to go into a scene, like a major scene, you know, so much stuff going on, and right before they would say action, Vinny would just crack a joke or make me die laughing. Here I am pissing my pants as I'm about and I'm like, I couldn't like focus a lot of times because Vinny always would break the ice and stuff like that. And then there was another scene, which I don't know if he remembers, with Joe Vitarelli. We worked with Joe Vitarelli, and Joe Vitarelli's coughing. Joe Vitarelli smoked a lot. And he would, you know, have episodes. Yes, he actually passed away.
He's the guy that played Jelly in Analyze This.
And Joe Vitarelli's a very good actor, and let him rest in peace, a good friend of ours too. But Joe would smoke a lot and be coughing, and then Vinny would like crack a joke or something like that. Then I'd have to go into the scene with Joe, and it would just be like, he's great to have around because he makes you laugh. But sometimes it's like, okay, I got this scene coming up, and Vinny would get in my head. But Vinny is great. He's
Yeah, you know what I also loved is that usually I am so used to seeing Vinny play Vinny. It is so great to see you play something other than Vinny in this role.
Well, you would have seen, because I just came back from Boston, and you know what I played? It was a little out of my character. I played a grammar school cook.
That's the beauty of acting.
I had to deal with a little
Were you baking chicken nuggets for the kiddies?
No, well, I was dealing with a bunch of little brats. And one of my lines was, I told this kid, I said, you know, today I'm letting you into my kitchen. You're going to see all my secrets. But you got to do me a favor. You can't tell anybody what you see. Because if the word gets out that my cooking is the best in the world, I'll be in demand to cook all over the world. And then I would pass out from cooking. Now, let me explain something. First of all,
I love that.
I have my world's famous lasagna and my mother's world's famous macaroni and cheese and my father's world's famous pizza. He goes, everything is world's famous? With you? I said, yeah, you little shit. Yeah. You don't like what I have? Tell your mother to put your lunch in a bag and bring it to school, you know? And I had to deal with a bunch of little brats. But what happened was these little kids were saying lines like, everything you make is world famous. I said, listen, it sounds like you're reading it. Listen to me. You got to be sarcastic. You got to look at me and say, everything you make is world famous. You know, like be a wise guy about it. And I schooled like about 4 kids that had lines, and the parents told me, they said, oh my God, they'd be going to acting school. Their own teacher didn't even do this.
Well, where was the director telling them this?
I'm sorry?
How come the director wasn't telling them this? Okay.
Listen to me.
All right.
You know, my mother years ago,
You don't need a director if you got Vinny Vella there. He can tell
my mother years ago, when I used to introduce you to somebody like this, that means they were nuts.
Okay,
there was something wrong with them. So I'm not going to say that about the director, but I took these kids to the side and I told their parents,
of course,
can I just have them for about 15 or 20 minutes?
No, nice.
I don't want you to say your lines like you read them. I want you to be tough about them.
You know?
And they were amazed, you know, by what I did. I didn't do much. I just got it out of them.
Of course.
I have to say, though, I think you're really good at that because am I correct? You haven't had any acting training or anything like that.
No.
You have the ability to be aware, and you do remember in life, and you're engaged in it. A lot of the confidence that's so intrinsic. You can't make it up.
Of course.
Like either you have it or you don't. And him just saying, this is a sarcastic line, say sarcastic. Like, that's common sense. Yeah. But a lot of people, for some reason, always want everything to be perfect or right, as if right exists. But in acting, it's all reference to the perspective.
You're right.
So unless you have a perspective, but I'm saying to you, it's great because you just know. It just kind of makes sense. It's just common sense for you.
And I think
that's where the natural talent is.
I think both of you would agree because you've worked on a film with him, you've worked on a film with him. I don't know about you guys. I've done a film with him. And he just has this capability of just making you feel relaxed. And you're a different...
You know what it is with Vinny too, which outside of this is, and this is a show, and of course we're blowing it up, but it's the truth. It's like, and this is not just because we're on screen right now. The thing about him, I have never once, I've seen Vinny many times, this guy always is happy and smiling. There's never a time when he's like, oh, I'm pissed about it. And that's rare. I mean, we all have shit going on in our lives. Yeah. Vinny is always like up, always good, always cracking jokes, always cool.
And that's a
very, it's a positive thing to be around, someone who's always positive.
Because I mean, like I was shooting this week, you have 14-hour days on set. Those are long hours. I've been working. It's not easy, and a lot of people have the ability to get negative and grumpy and whatnot.
Of course.
And Willie and
it's important to keep your energy up.
That. Willie and Analyze That.
I've seen them. I gotta watch for you.
His character in Analyze That just tickled the hell out of me.
I just loved it. Were you in Stitches, Vinny?
With De Niro and
oh, that was great. Being in scenes with Robert De Niro was. That's why Paul Borghese's doing that right now.
What? I know. But he's not gonna have what you had. I mean, he might be in the same movie. I don't know if he's gonna have. I don't know.
I think he's got some good stuff going there. And he's with Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer.
I worked with Michelle Pfeiffer a long time ago.
Yeah.
And Sharon Stone. I never had any scenes with her in Casino, but she's another piece of work. And I don't want to. I would never badmouth anybody.
Of course. Well, De Niro's your friend too. I mean, I know De Niro came to your wedding and everything. I know you guys are good friends.
Yeah, when I get married.
That's awesome.
He was at he was right there with me.
Well, Bobby.
And I had a friend of mine, Mario, the Joe Pesci lookalike, and I was with my cousin, and I was talking to her one day in Little Italy, and Mario was there, and I said, "That's Joe Pesci." She goes, "Joe Pesci." She turned around and started kissing him and everything, and she went back today. But she goes, "Would you believe it that nutty's walking around with Joe Pesci?" I said, "That wasn't Joe Pesci. That was Joe Pesci lookalike." So when I get that I'll kill him.
And there was a De Niro lookalike too.
Kissing him all over. I was kissing him all over the street. So when I went at my wedding, she looked at De Niro. She walked right up. She goes, "Yeah, you look like De Niro." She said, and she looked at me, she goes, "You ain't gonna get me this time." To me. And she goes, "And that mold even looks real too."
She said that to
Niro. And she said, "That mold."
De Niro probably like this lady is crazy. He's not in on the joke.
So when she walked away,
he was like, "What?"
De Niro looked at me and goes, "Who is this?" She's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone. And then when she found out that was there, she goes, "You mother," she said, "You embarrassed me. I told him about his mold. I told you it was a real one." You fooled me the third time.
You're coming or going.
That's so funny.
Ladies, do you notice this? I'm just curious. Mm-hmm. So like with Vinny, when he gets excited, he has a charm and his eyes twinkle. Mm-hmm. Your eyes are twinkling too, and I don't see that often. You kind of have that. Do you see it? Like there's
Well, he's got that sparkle, that ambition,
totally, you do, and I don't
charm,
see it often.
charisma.
He's like,
yeah, you sure do.
I do, ladies.
I was going to ask you. You both come from this sort of, I don't know how to pronounce it or say it in a correct PC way. But that
just say it.
Well,
She's from England. She's from England. I think it's an Italian thing.
That's what I was going to say.
Italian.
I speak every language. I speak every language. Every girl understands this.
There we go.
Wait, Lucy, what were you going to say?
I was going to say because you strike me as these Italian men. You're bringing this sort of charisma to the film. What I was going to ask is your film. How would you first of all describe the genre of it, and why do you think that it's? To me, it's different from stuff that I've already seen. So, what's your sort of vision, and what do you hope the audience get? Because I see that.
It's not a mafia movie. That's what people don't understand. It has mob elements to it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a Today movie where it shows how the mob is very different, and it's a lot of the movie is about family. It's about the struggle between my family, my father, who wants me to be part of this construction company. It's a growing company, and I'm disgracing a hardworking Italian's name with a mob name. I bring bad things to my family. And it's a struggle between that because, really, it's what I really want. And what you find out in this movie, and everyone will say this, and when this is seen later on, the message at the end of this movie is something that everyone will realize and identify to and understand. And it makes you realize what is the most important thing in life.
I don't think you could do a better job than what you did in this movie, girl.
Oh, I'm excited.
I was sitting back, and you know what I said to myself? I didn't say it to anybody. I said, "That's my boy."
And I know because we've made other movies before, and I know that you're sincere about it because we've done other movies, and I appreciate that, and I feel very confident and good about it's
Well, I've done so many movies, and I know what's going to wind up in the garbage, what's going to wind up in blockbusters, and who has a better shot of getting to the big screen. And I was looking at you, and I said, I swear, I said, "That's my boy. I'm proud to know Willie."
Yeah, I really
He's
was.
not only my friend, but he
Willie, he
did
called
an excellent
you
job.
Willie.
But you want to know something? You know, I already got the signal that we don't have much more time to go. But you know, when you're having a good time goes.
Oh, I know. I can't believe this half an hour just went by. It's like, no, it's great. And again, the people also should know, and I think they already know this, like, you're not just an actor. I can't believe that you transformed into like this stand-up thing that you're doing also.
Yeah,
which I went to your show about a week ago, and I was totally impressed how you kept a crowd for 45 minutes while you up there with no stand-up experience prior to this, and how you just rolled it one after the other. And I know it's just going to get better and better and better, and it was excellent.
And when I go to Mount Airy Lodge, if I ever want
Casino. Mount Airy Casino now.
Yeah, you are.
He always does.
We
Mount
hope
Airy
to have
Casino.
that.
You know what? Because I'm a go-getter, man. You know, I don't
You follow through, Vinny.
disappointing anyone,
You
even
follow
my
through.
women.
No, and you always support everything I do too. Whenever I ask you to come to something for me, when movies or something, you've always been there, and I appreciate
Give
that.
Willie a nice hand.
Thank you.
Dicker Street and Staten Island Ferry, Rikers Island, Wall Street, MoMA, Lady Liberty, Park Slope, Brooklyn Heights, Williamsburg, and Bed-Stuy. Watch out for the